I can figure this out. No,
Okay.
I can't.
Hi, Boat. How are ya? How are ya? Good.
Have it all figured out? You need help?
Say it again.
Have it all figured out? You need any help?
Yeah, come on over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and
Now
welcome
working.
to Ashland-Greenwood High School to tonight's Capital Conference Tournament semifinals between the Lions from Louisville High School
What you're seeing.
and your
I can't change it.
Ashland-Greenwood
It's
Blue
not letting me edit the
Jays.
time. Like I know how to like.
The Ashland-Greenwood Public Schools and Nebraska Capital Conference and the Nebraska School Activity Association promote good sportsmanship by students, athletes, coaches, and spectators. Ladies and gentlemen, January 24th through the 29th is NSAA Winter Officials Appreciation Week. Every year, these officials attend clinics, participate in the rules meetings, and take tests in preparation for the season. During the season, these dedicated men and women take time away from their personal schedules and families to provide opportunities for the thousands of student athletes that participate in NSAA activities. Please stand and show your appreciation tonight for Brian Block, Steve Harris, and Zach Osborne, our officials for tonight's game. Now please stay standing with your hats and help us honor our flag as the Ashland-Greenwood Pep Band, under the direction of Shelby Burr, plays our national anthem.
Well, welcome everybody to Ashland, Nebraska, and the Birdcage, as tonight your Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays are hosting the Louisville Lions in the Nebraska Capital Conference matchup, and it is going to be a good one. And folks, we apologize, our late start here tonight, but we're going to get on the air here and get right with it. As Louisville is getting their starting lineups mentioned, and so let's go right to them. It'll be Sam Hall, a 6-foot senior, starting in the backcourt, averaging over 12 a game. He'll be joined by Sam Llewellyn, a 6-foot sophomore, and another 6-footer. He's a senior, though, Eric Hurd. And then you've got Harrison Klein. He is a 6'3" and senior, and rounding out their starting five is Cassie Beeson. He's a 6'5" and sophomore. And now for the Blue Jays, it'll be Cale Jacobson, averaging just over 17 a game. He will be one of the guards, as well as Evan Shepard, averaging 8.2. He's a 6'2" and senior, and he's averaging almost a steal and a half per contest. Brooks Kissinger, a 6'2" junior who has been shooting lights out, shooting 46% from three. He'll be the third guard, and then you've got Maximilian Parker, a 6'6" and senior who shoots 47% from three. And lastly, Cougar Conta, a 6'4" junior who's averaging just over 9 a game. So, folks, it is a pleasure to welcome in Reese Hogue into this. And Reese, we got on late here tonight, but give me your thoughts on this big matchup.
Hey, it's going to be a great matchup, I think, overall. I mean, the first matchup in the 11th of December, it was, more Ashland, but, I mean, you got two really talented teams, two teams that are going to bring it, and really excited for this matchup to see what happens tonight.
All right, well, the opening tip is going to be won here by the Blue Jays. So it will be Cale Jacobson to work things out. And it over to Max Parker in the corner. Blue Jays going against 2-3 zone to start here, Reese.
Looks like they got a little frustrated here to start.
Additional run into here, and we're going to continue to work on my microphone. I understand it's a little bit off here tonight, so let's see if we can get this figured out for you folks. See if that's a little bit better here.
Oh, wow, what a play by Jacobson. We've seen that quite a bit this year.
Sorry about that as we talk over here. The Blue Jays now up 2-0 here early on.
I think Louisville was sitting in more of like a 1-3-1, Tim, and we'll see if they're able to really pressure the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays obviously love to run that 1-3-1 every once in a while. So we'll see if the Lions are able to adjust. I really like the ball movement so far early on. They'll be ready to shoot.
There's a shot put up by Sam Llewellyn. That's just a little bit off, and it goes out of bounds. So these big runs, Risa, we've seen of these Blue Jays. They have gotten out their last game 15-0. Against Louisville on December 11th, they got ahead 22-3. And this is what the Lions have got to try to avoid.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing for Ashland is they've been really consistent in the first quarter with putting up a lot of points and kind of burying teams early. And here is Cougar with a 3. Now, with that in mind, a lot of these teams may try to slow it down a little bit, kind of pull them out, spread them out, try to get some open shots, and really force Ashland to defend the entire half court. So we'll see what Louisville brings, but I think the biggest thing is our boys rely a lot on this up-in-your-face, aggressive, switching man defense, and Louisville's kind of running more of a Gonzaga. Their girls running a lot too. This Gonzaga pick and roll offense looking for a high-low. Nice drive and nice finish there.
And very well done here by the Lions to tie it up at 2, and that's what they needed was a better start than December. Hill creates a travel there, or commits a travel, and so the ball will go over to the Lions.
Coach Vogt, who was a stud at Syracuse back in, I think he graduated 05-06, great point guard. I believe he played at Midland later on. He was a little confused there on that call, but obviously going the other way.
Well, we're going to continue to work through here our mic problems, folks. We appreciate you letting us know that we're having some.
That's a great play by Shepard there, really reading that pass.
Back the other way. The Blue Jays trying to make something happen as they get it into Kissinger and swing it around. Here's what he has.
No, I think right now what Lewis is really trying to do is pack it in, obviously, force him to shoot outside. Really wants to force him to shoot the shots outside, and more importantly, I think they really want to let this game be a knockout, drag out, play their type of maybe kind of muddy it up basketball.
Well, there's a turnover there by the Lions. It stays 4-2, and you're right. I think the score, the lower it is, the better it is for the Lions, for sure.
Absolutely. I don't really think there's a whole lot of C1 teams, maybe a handful, that can score, point for point with Ashland.
So here we go back the other way. Reese, I'm going to let you take over here.
Okay,
all right?
absolutely. Shepard up top, reverse to the opposite side. Look at Kissinger in the corner. Looks to drive. Really trying to amp it up here. Louisville is trying to be as aggressive as possible. There's a 3 from Parker. Got it, baby. That's a big-time shot. Parker's been playing well lately. Guy that wears emotions on his sleeve. Passionate kid. Now we're looking at an extended. That's 10. Nice change up there by Mose. Switching it up. Keeping them on their feet. All right, ball inbounded. See if Ashland is able to get some points out of this possession. Into Cougar, back out to Evan. Looking to reverse it to Parker again, corner 3. A little too long, that's a good pass though. Tim, those types of shots that I took in high school with my dad. There we go, there he is.
Well, I'll tell you, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's no doubt about it that I shot that way too.
Turn the volume down on like the crowd noise.
Wow.
There it is, another big-time 3.
Here we go.
Nice little 8-point run here. for the Blue Jays.
Back the other way come the Lions. 10-2. Blue Jays. I just looked down. I'm trying to get the volume figured out, and it's a 10-2 game, Reese.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Hey, you asked me for the first time to come announce with you. You need to just throw me out to the cold water. Holy moly. Hold on, everyone.
Oh, you ain't a kid. It's something else here. We're going to continue to try to make this work, and now if maybe folks can tell me if I sound a little bit better now, as I think we may have figured out the problem.
There we go.
And you can hear me okay now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a lot better.
Well, I think we might have had this figured out, but let's see what the Blue Jays can do as Cale Jacobson gets a floater in the middle.
Nice,
and it's now 12-2.
Yep, 10-point run here for the Blue Jays. This is kind of what they wanted. Ooh, yep.
Another steal by Cale. He'll go hard, left-handed layup up and good. And there's a timeout with the Blue Jays up 14-2. And Louisville was trying to avoid that big run, but here it comes with 3:05 to go first quarter.
Absolutely, and I think the big thing here, especially for Coach Vogt, what he really wants to do is he wants to limit these runs. And right now it's already up to a 12-0 run. And I think, they really tried to slow it down, kind of shocking on with that 1-3-1 and try to get Ashland to force some shots outside and see if they're able to gamble and get a few rebounds, get a few stops early. But now Ashland's kind of sinking into a little extended, almost like a 1-2-2, 1-3-1 extended. So we'll see if they keep that pressure up because they know that they can pressure these guys any day of the week.
Well, Reese, I just got to tell you, you've done an incredible job. Here
it.
we go. We pull you in. We're having all kinds of technical difficulties. Jordan Wallman picked a heck of a night to be off, didn't he?
I know. He came in. He goes, "Hey, you okay with going on with Tim?" I go, "Just hope I don't have to talk a whole lot." And here we are. We're not even halfway through we're a little over halfway through the first quarter, and I've talked more than I need to.
Well, it's not you, buddy. It's me. You know,
Okay,
it's not you. It's me. It's a 14-2. The Lions beat the pressure of the Blue Jays. And Big Blue has Kate Bridges, who just checked in the game. Evan Shepard on the jump out here off the double team. Lions came out. They were aggressive, Reese, but since then, it has just been all Big Blue.
Absolutely. A lot of teams that they know going into tough environments like it is here and tough teams like we have with our Blue Jay boys, they really want to just get a kind of a shock, kind of, a nice little 6-8-0 run. And I think the big thing for the Blue Jays was, allowing and adjusting themselves to this game and adjusting to what they kind of like that game plan. It's kind of like in football, like that scripted first drive is big because if you're able to survive that, you'll be all right.
Well, here's Bridges, who got a nice pass from Cale. Blue Jays working against the zone, and there's a pass knocked out of bounds. You got Evan Shepard, Cale Jacobson, Max Parker, who's going to sit for the first time today, Kate Bridges, and Dane Jacobson. And Evan Shepard will exit. Just as I get the starting five in, you bring Cougar Conzum back in and Brooks Kissinger.
Absolutely. And I think right now the biggest thing is a nice little run and jump here to start.
Now 1-3-1 as Cougar is trying to find Cale and does off the wing. Back to Cougar, right in off the bench. Just a little short in the rebound coming down to Hurd.
Be ready to watch, especially Jacobson and Kissinger. Obviously, Kissinger's sitting down on the corners waiting for those corner threes. Look for Jacobson, look for Bridges to kind of really attack those gaps and really break down that 1-3-1 and look to kick opposite for those open threes.
Well, ironically, Tyler Craven told me before the game, the Louisville game on December 11th was the first game that the Blue Jays really did a great job of attacking a zone, getting good ball movement. Against Arlington to start the season, they didn't get the ball movement they wanted, but it was Louisville where they kind of had that breakout game, and here's a pass that's knocked out of bounds off the hands of Cash Biesterfeld.
Geez, Tim, forgive me. It's more of a 1-1-3. They look like they got number 20, kind of run almost like a linebacker spot. Just working middle of the paint. You got number 40 up top, working that high post, taking any sort of guards. What they want to do is they really want to limit those corner shots, and they want to really allow and almost invite Ashland into the paint and allow them to kick out and settle for 18, 20-foot jump shots instead of those 4 to 8 foot shots.
Well, we had a foul called here, the first on Biesterfeld, and so it'll be Cougar Conzum at the line to shoot a couple. And his first one is up and good. Cougar from the line this year shooting just 59%. That is not like him. Here's his second free throw. It's up and good.
And you're now, and right now you're looking at a 14-point run. This is exactly what Ashland wanted. This is exactly the type of game plan that they were hoping for. They want to press. They want to speed them up a little bit. They don't want this to be a slow knockout game. They want them to play their speed and their type of ball.
Well, let's give the officials some props here. You got Steve Harris, Brian Back, and Zach Osborne. So here we go. Late first quarter, and it will be Sam All trying to make something happen. The playmaker for Louisville, who really got shut down on December 11th, had just 5 points, and back the other way they come. They get it out to Hurd. Blue Jay defense tough in the race.
It is. And the big thing for the Blue Jays is they are just so aggressive and so quick on those closeouts. That's a big stop there to end that 14-point run. But no, talking about their defense, they're so quick on closeouts and they're aggressive on closeouts. But more importantly, any sort of drive, they cut that off. They're able to rotate. They're able to kind of work in chaos, be comfortable in chaos. That's a dangerous trait to have as a man defense.
Bridges for a three, just too much, and the rebound is going to come on down to Harrison Klein.
Here we go. Let's see if Louisville is able to string together a couple buckets, which is going to be huge for them. They really got to find a way to keep Ashland on their heels and not as aggressive with teams, especially like Ashland, who loves to press the envelope, be aggressive, run and jump in those passing lanes. For Louisville, they got to get some buckets to cut this lead and allow them to be a little more conservative.
Hurd trying to find something and gets it out. Here's a shot by Llewellyn. The sophomore can't knock it down. Hurd's going to put it up quickly, and he might have wanted to pull that thing out. But here's a long pass that's knocked out of bounds as Sam All is stopped in there by Max Parker's dad, Jeff Parker, from going up 5 rows up into the crowd.
Absolutely. Great reaction time.
And by the way, listen at home.
Yes.
We've got Grandpa and Grandma Parker listening at home. As Dick and Sherry Parker listening back in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here's the inbounds to Kale with 2 seconds. He's going to put one up from the corner. Bingo! 19-4. Kale Jacobson with the toughest three of the season, and he knocks it home.
It's funny. The other night, I think it was against Syracuse, or I forgot what. Maybe it was U10. He finally hit a three, and he was like, "Man, finally, I finally got one." And here, he hits a tough shot with a hand in his face towards the end of the quarter. So big time for him.
Well, folks, we got through that first quarter, and let me set the students who are doing a great job of setting us up here, working through the challenges tonight. And first one is going to be Sean Cote, who had a great night wrestling. And behind him, of course, is Melissa Cool. She's working on some technicals as we continue to work through some of these audio challenges. And we've had a bunch of others. Elliot Gossen came up here and helped us get back on air. So we've got a good student crew here tonight.
Absolutely. And then we got Abby Fisher helping early on with the camera. She's been a huge asset for us with our girls basketball team, just helping out, willing to step up. And obviously her and her sister KK and a lot of those seniors when it comes to softball have to get a nice little softball plug, Tim, as I'm assistant. Have to. I mean, shout out Morgan Zano, Cole Washburn, 2 other great coaches. But she was awesome when it came to softball. Just overall great kids, great leaders. And I think that's what this school is. As a new teacher here, it really has shown there's a lot of great kids, great leaders, and this community is fantastic.
Yeah, and our audio's good, guys, I think, right now. So that's what we're hearing from the crowd. Suzanne Sapp, thank you so much. Kristen Fangmeyer, you guys have been helping us from home and producing, and we appreciate the heads up on the audio and all of the assists that you've given from home. So here we go, second quarter of play. You hear the student body going wild, and here's a left baseline drive. They're going to kick it out to All, who's trying to get on track. Bounce pass in the paint. Here's a little hook shot over Max, and Max adjusted this shot, and the Blue Jays come down with a defensive board.
Man, the Blue Jays are so quick in transition, really getting the ball up the floor. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of shot or make or miss, whatever it is, you are constantly having to worry about get back in transition, and that's just such a nice piece to have to your game.
So the Blue Jays will inbound it from the side here. You've got Shepard, Kale Jacobson, Max Parker, Brooks Kissinger, and Cougar Konzo. And Shepard will get a bounce pass in the paint, kicks it out to Cougar. They swing it around against this 1-3-1. And there's Kale for a three. Not able to get that one to go. And Hurd with the board.
Absolutely. I don't blame him shooting that one. I mean, he had a big three before the end of the first quarter. You may as well just shoot him again.
So Sam All will hand this off to Hurd. And the Louisville Lions trying to get that offense untracked. And here we go. It's going to be another turnover. There's that double team race where they jump out and they get you very quickly. That's hard for any ball handler.
It is, and especially when you got so much length up there at the front with Jacobson and Parker and Kissinger. It's tough to get passes over the top as you kind of want when it comes to your guard play.
Here comes Shepard in the paint looking for some help, and he has it stolen away. Hurd is running with a 3-on-1 break. Good bounce pass to All, but there's Cale Jacobson that adjusts it, and then it goes off the hands of Harrison Klein, and the Louisville fans not happy.
Not happy at all. And you know what? I mean, nowadays refs are, all they ask is for players to go straight up, and that's a nice play by Jacobson. And the big thing is, was he staying out of bounds when he touched it? Who knows? That's the ref's call. Refs are never wrong.
Almost another steal, and there is 2 consecutive steals here for the Lions, who have 4 players that average almost a steal and a half a game. So they've got quick hands.
That's incredible, and rightfully so. That's big for them to play that zone, because if you have quick-handed kids that are really just digging in and buying into that zone mentality, that's big. Here comes that Gonzaga, looks like a Zaga offense.
And they try to finish it off in there, and then there's going to be a whistle and a foul as the Blue Jays commit their second team foul of the half. And that will send Harrison Klein to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
It seems that ref may have maybe heard a little bit of the Louisville crowd and may have given one. Who knows? Again, that's just my unbiased opinion, Tim.
So unbiased.
So unbiased.
As he teaches American history here. And here's the first free throw by Harrison Klein, shooting 59%. He knocks it home. Checking in is Sam Llewellyn. And, folks, you didn't get to hear the opening here because we were having some technical problems. But, listen, Reese Hogue, who comes from basketball royalty, is his father, Don, legendary coach down at Falls City. He was a 3-sport star at Falls City, and the second free throw up and good. And teaches American history here at Ashland-Greenwood. You do it all. You're kind of like the utility player, aren't you?
Oh, I wouldn't say exactly that. And especially, I don't know, we must have different definitions of star. I think more I was like there, I was kind of just present. So, but no, my dad been coaching for 22, 25 plus years of basketball and a little bit of football here, and it's in the Hogue family. It's in Hogue, and my uncle, the AD out of Kearney, he coached at Desher for a while. So, basketball. That's all we know. So, and that's all we want to know, and we love it.
Well, we love having you up in the booth tonight, and the Blue Jays are up 13. Kissinger left open from the wing. That's a rare miss for Brooks, and the rebound coming down to All.
And that's big, because that kind of shows that, this zone, you can hit some big threes, big shots early, but they're asking, can you hit them consistently? Can you hit them for 32 minutes at a time? And I think our boys can, not to give the announcer jinx. Ooh, that may have been maybe a little bit of a travel.
Oh, my goodness, what a feed by All, and a cut by Harrison Klein to the rim. And he was fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
That kid is so aggressive. He's constantly working from position down low on Max. Obviously, he doesn't have the height advantage, but the kid is just – he's a hard worker, and that's the type of kids that you want in your program. And luckily, not to get plug our girls basketball team, but we have a lot of hard workers on our team and just love those girls to death.
Well, they have had a really fun season, and they'll be playing. You guys are going to be playing for 3rd place tomorrow. As Klein misses that first free throw. As a left-handed shooter is Klein. He's now 2 of 3 from the line tonight. Make him 3 of 4. And it's now 19-7. And here's the interesting thing about the Blue Jays, Reese. The Big Blue is so dominant in the first quarter. But if they've had a little bugaboo, it's their second quarter hasn't been as strong.
Right.
And why do you think that is from a coaching perspective?
I think, first off, first quarters are huge, but I think it's tough, especially as coaches now get a minute. That minute doesn't seem long at those quarter breaks, but it's time to adjust, and great coaches know how to adjust, and that's what Louisville has. They have a great coach in Adam Bowe. He knows the game of basketball, so the ability to adjust and to adapt after a quarter is big, but also, secondly, you can shoot as many threes and you can stay as hot as possible, but at some point you're going to miss a couple, and teams are going to be able to string some points together, especially these runs like Louisville is on a nice short little 3-0 run right now. But I think the biggest thing is with our second quarters being maybe a little bit slower is we see that first quarter and think, oh, why can't we just score 18, 20 points a quarter? And just in reality, it's not possible unless, you have 5 or 6 Brooks Kissinger's or Cale Jacobson's shooting the basketball.
Well, folks, if you saw Cale Jacobson exit the game, he's got some blood on his jersey, so he has to go clean off a little bit of blood he's got on his arm. And here's an offensive foul that's going to be called on the Blue Jays as Sam All did a beautiful job of taking the charge in there, and they're going to rule that on the Blue Jays. Number 10, help me out here. I know all these guys. Brooks Kissinger.
There you go. Yeah, it seemed like Brooke was just trying to be a little bit too aggressive, and they were just to kind of step in, be unselfish, take a charge there, and get with the second foul, which is huge. And now you got two your 5 stars on the bench. But the thing with the Blue Jays is, you know, they're about seven, sometimes 8 deep, and I think the big thing for them is they really are consistent and trustful when it comes to their subs like Bridges and Jacobson and obviously Zimmerman every once in a while. So they're able to trust each other, and that's huge when it comes to team-oriented basketball.
And there's a pass that's knocked out of bounds. Out the hands are going to say on the Lions, and so the Blue Jays will get the turnover. Checking in the game is Cole Albert, the 6'3 junior for the Lions. So we got 4:14 to go here in the first half. Blue Jays up 19-7. And this second quarter has been a bit of a stalemate here. The Lions really playing hard, and the Blue Jays trying to work against this 1-3-1.
Absolutely, and I think right now it's the question of, can Ashland be patient enough to get a great shot, and also, more importantly, them being just as aggressive and physical as possible. And
well, Max Parker misses a shot. Dane Jacobson can't finish. Parker got an opportunity, wasn't able to finish, and the rebound coming down to the Lions.
Now the Lions really need to find a way to score here. They've got about 3-4 straight stops. Can they find a way to execute, get a bucket, and even try to trim this from a 10-point or even a 9-point game?
So there's a double team, and a steal out of that double team is Evan Shepard, the track star. He's going to go hard, puts it off the glass, scores, and he's fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot a free throw.
That is a big-time play by Evan, and not only is that an and an opportunity to make a 3-point play, but now they bust the cap off the rim that they've kind of seen in the last 2-3 minutes.
So here we go.
Man, you got an operation up here, Tim.
Man, I'm telling you, it's Jordan Wallman who does, and he has really put these kids together, hasn't he? And they worked through some challenges tonight, and that's what it's all about. Is Evan Shepard will go to the line to shoot a free throw, and he knocks it home. Evan, surprisingly, just shooting 55% from the line. He's a great shooter, but he's gotten better every game from that free throw line, and you knew it was just a matter of time.
Absolutely, and they're going to need him to be big from the free throw line, because just as the games tick on and the season moves on, you're going to have to really have at least 3-4 guys that can hit big-time free throws. That's a nice kick out by Jacobson.
And that was Biesterfield who missed the three, but Cade Bridges comes back and hits a three, and Adam Vogt calls a timeout with the Blue Jays leading 25-7. with 2:56 to go here in the first half. And there it is, Dane Jacobson off the bench, who can really shoot. And, boy, that is something else for a Class C1 team when they've got that kind of depth.
It is. I mean, and you got two great shooters, Jacobson and Bridges. And more importantly, you have a guy like Cale Jacobson who's a physical and is able to drive and kick. His vision is almost unmatched. And I think just having someone like that and as many shooters as we have, that's really a dangerous duo there.
Yep, so here we go, 25-3. Make that 25-7. Big Blue, just looks so good here. Just when you think Louisville has a chance to make a run, the Blue Jays, this is how tough they are. That defense extends them out. They weren't able to knock down that Biesterfield tray.
Nope. And
the Blue Jays come right back and get their own.
And then more importantly, those makes allow you to set up your 1-2-1-1 diamond press, and which is, I think, again, they're finding ways to work on different switches, different presses and defenses, which makes it dangerous because the more you work on those different things, you're able to adjust to any sort of team. And when you get down into the postseason, it's those types of defenses and presses and switches that really flusters and gets good teams off a big run.
Here they get it inside. This is going to be Harrison Klein. They're going to call a block on Evan Shepard, who thought he might have had position in there. So here comes Klein to the line. He has gone to the line already here 6 times, and he just continues to attack and get some fouls. But they're going to say that's on the floor, so Louisville will have it underneath their own bucket, down 18. Sam All will go 4 across here on this inbounds, and let's see what we get here, Reese, when they work it on the weak side. Klein again, going to try to attack, but Kale stops him this time. Here comes that double team.
And they are just, again, it's being comfortable in chaos. Again, you double team, you're able to run, jump a little bit, and now we're in transition.
And error occurred on the miss, back the other way. Evan Shepard, in and out. Kale with the tip try that won't go. And bodies are flying, and boy, the fans are mad. Yeah. They thought Kale Jacobson threw an elbow into a Louisville player, and they might have a beef there, Reese.
Yes, they may. That was a little tie-up down there. Almost reminded you a little bit of that Fort Calhoun tie-up a few weeks back. And this game has that atmosphere of a heated environment. And you want nothing more. You want nothing more. This is high school basketball, and you have passion and fire and emotion and desire. That's all you need.
So here we go. As they work around, good entry passes, it's stolen by Kale. No, they get it back, and it'll be Harrison Klein with the bucket.
That's a big score there for the Lions.
And now we got a whistle and a block going to be called on the Lions. And the frustration continues here as the fans sit to our left. They felt like that should have been a charge. And you mentioned it, Reese. It's 25-9, but this has the feel of a 2020 game here in the semifinals of district. But here's a wide open Bridges on the entry.
Shot.
Bingo!
He's been big for them in this first half. I know he's been struggling a little bit with his shooting, with some of his play, but man, he's had some big shots already. I think the second one so far, right, Tim?
Yeah, it is indeed. And there is Kale Jacobson with the ball, calls a timeout, and it's getting hot in here as the Louisville fans felt like Kale might have traveled as well. And so, this is when you love officiating, right?
Oh,
when
my
no
goodness.
one in the building is happy with you on either team.
No, exactly. There's nothing more terrifying, in my opinion, than walking into the gym and no matter what, you're always wrong. I have a buddy that reps, and he always tells us stories of, I had this team, I had this, and he's like, sometimes I just feel like I'm just never liked. And I'm like, well, that's sometimes how we feel about you and our friend group. So that's,
Oh, you're brutal. Hey, listen, coming into this game, we knew that one of the most important things that the Louisville Lions had to do was keep this thing close so they could play their kind of game.
Absolutely.
But here's one thing, Reese, that I noticed from that difference in December is the effort from these Lions. They are getting after it, and they are not intimidated tonight, even though the Blue Jays defense has been awfully tough.
No, absolutely. And with teams like Ashland, or even like you think of like the blue chip type programs like Wahoo or Kearney Catholic, the name on the front of your jersey gives you at least 7 to 10 points a game. But these Louisville Lions are just tenacious, gritty, and they have no fear at all. And that's something that you need going into an environment like here at Ashland, into the bird cage, and especially with the #1 team in C1.
Here come the Big Blue the other way, up 28-9, and there's a little screen in the corner to Kale. He gets around all, goes hard to the rim. He's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two. It's Hurd. Got his body on him there, and here comes the talented senior to shoot a couple of free throws.
Absolutely, and from my understanding, he has been pretty rock solid at the free throw line.
Now, Kale has been shooting 83% from the line this year. Here's his first free throw. It's up. It's good. Kale got entangled with one of the Louisville Lions and maybe gave a little forearm shiver in there that got missed by the stripes. But that's a competitor. You get mixed up, all that traffic in the paint. You're just trying to get free, and there was no malice behind that.
And I think even with Kale's build and his ability to kind of use his body to, maneuver his way past guards, but also in the paint against those bigger post players, that kind of gives him a little bit of an advantage to finish inside.
And that's, again, what the difference has been, is turnovers. This Blue Jay D just creates so many turnovers. And there's another one with 25 seconds to go first half, and the Blue Jays up by 21.
Absolutely. And I think this is a big possession, obviously. I mean, it's a 21-point game, but can the Lions keep it within striking distance, in the sense of keeping this game with around a lower 20-point disadvantage?
Here we go, 7 seconds. The senior attacks. He's fouled hard. He's going to go to the line to shoot two. And listen, both of these teams are making sure that when they're going to the rim, the offensive player is going to feel it.
Absolutely. It's almost like, can we even say Jacobson rules? Like kind of like the Jordan rules with the Pistons back in the 80s. You got Bill Laimbeer down there hacking away. I'm pretty sure you're shocked that I know who Bill Laimbeer is.
Oh, boy, do I remember. I'm trying to think the nicknames for the Pistons. They were just mean and dirty and gritty. Those Detroit Piston teams, they were sure a lot of fun to watch. And there goes Cale Jacobson with his second free throw. But I'm surprised you remember Laimbeer.
Yeah, so growing up, my dad showed me those types of clips, and he goes, "This is how you play man defense without being too overly aggressive."
Well, I'll tell you what, Reese, it's a 32-9 lead here at the half as Sam All put up a half-court shot that went off the right side of the rim, and the Big Blue in a very physical contest here in that second quarter with an impressive lead here, 32-9. But let's credit Louisville. When you're beat by 41 in December and you come into this game and you get down, it would have been easy for them to lack some confidence, to lack some intensity. But, boy, they certainly have not lacked confidence or intensity in this game.
No, they have not. And I think also another thing that they've done well is just not backing down, being aggressive, trusting their zone, trusting their coaching and Coach Vogt. And I think one thing that they can do moving forward is capitalizing on those stops. When you get that stop, how can you find a way to get to the line? How can you find a way to get to see that ball go through that bucket? Because if they're able to do that more in the second half, we're going to have a really tight game.
Well, I'll tell you, we've got Sean Cote in the booth tonight, and we talked about how physical this is, and Sean Cote's a wrestler. This is the kind of game he'd love to play in, where you're going to get in there and knock some guys around. And as a coach, how do you adjust your game a little bit and what you're doing and what you're coaching when the officials are letting it get big and physical underneath?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one thing that you have to do as a coach is you have to obviously, there's a phrase, apply pressure with pressure. And I think if you're able to do that and the team's trying to pressure, get up, whether it's a 1-2-1-1, aggressive man defense, you got to attack them with more pressure, because the more pressure that they're being attacked with, the more you're able to get to the rim. And especially when it comes to physicality, you got to be able to understand that yes, a foul may be coming, but you can't be promised that you're going to the stripe to shoot some free throws.
Well, we've got the halftime shooters here, Reese. The kids come out, they pay $1 to try to win a liter of pop, and Barrett Kittrell already knocked down a three-pointer. And Max Bindler, I think he just about broke the backboard on that shot.
Yeah, somebody needs to make sure that we get up there and get that fixed before the second half starts.
After Bindler's shot. Well, listen, we're going to have Mark Adele come out here and talk about what the numbers look like. But just about 6 weeks ago when these two teams met, the Blue Jays shot 68% in that game.
Crazy.
It'll be interesting to see what the numbers look like tonight. Probably not that good, but they've still shot awfully good.
They did, and I think that 16-0 run there in the middle to late part of the first quarter really saw that separation that they needed. And again, Ashland and just the game of basketball in general is about runs, and how can we get on a run as much as possible and as quick as possible, because they want to get out, whether it's an 18, 20-point lead early on, and find a way to essentially try to bury a team early.
Well, here comes Mark Adele. He'll give us the stats here at halftime if we can find the microphone. I believe it's right over there by Melissa. So, Mark, hey, we mentioned that the Blue Jays shot, I believe, 63% against Louisville in December. Are they doing that well in the first half here tonight?
No, they're not. Louisville is actually playing a pretty tough 1-3-1, and they're going to make us beat them from three, which actually, although it's not what you've seen the Blue Jays shoot mostly during the year, we're used to them shooting 60 to 70% the first half. They're 10 of 21, 48%, which would be good for most teams.
That's right.
And they are 5 of 12 from three, so they've knocked down enough threes that they're not going. They can keep our score down if they play this way, but they're not going to beat us. They're just too far back. We're 7 of 7 from the line, 100%. For Louisville, they've had just 11 attempts, 3 of 11, 27%. They're 0 of 7 from 3. And to have any chance to beat us, they got to knock down some threes.
Absolutely.
They're 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 75%. Rebounding, they've out-rebounded us 8-7, but that is misleading in that they've only attempted 11 shots, not many rebounds for us to get. We've got 7, but 4 offensive. They've got 1 offensive. Turnovers is really the key. Them trying to slow it down. It is hard to hold the ball that long against the Blue Jays for anybody. They've turned it over 12 times to 4 for us.
All right, Mark, thank you, buddy. And you know, I love Mark's analysis. Reese, I guess the thing I throw out to you, I don't know if they're trying to hold the ball. The Blue Jays have come out and they've doubled them as soon as they get across the timeline. And it's hard to say if Coach Adam Vogt really wants to hold the ball because it's really speeding up the Lions, and that's, I think, what Coach Mose wants.
Absolutely. I think especially they want to go meet them out where they're sitting. They don't want to just pack it in, play a little pack line, you know, let them come to them. They want to initiate that pressure. They want to initiate the drives, the shooting, the kickouts, because they know that, sure, like Mark stated, they haven't hit a 3 yet, and they want to continue to force him into those tough and difficult threes. So Ashland's kind of playing their script. They're working with their game plan currently. I'm curious to see what Vogt does when he comes back out, because like I said earlier, the guy was a baller at Syracuse. He's a great point guard, tremendous vision, leadership, and he knows his basketball.
Well, let's talk a little girls basketball.
Awesome.
And by the way, 4 minutes to go here. Coach Mose rarely has his team out, but after shooting just 41%, he brought them out of the locker room here very early. Normally they come out here with about 2 minutes to go. You've been in that locker room, and I think he just wants them to get some extra shots up, or is there something else?
No, I think more importantly, I mean, you're up 32-9. There's not really a whole lot else that you can talk about. Sure, you can find some tweaks in that 1-2-1-1. You can find some avenues or things that aren't really, you know, working when it comes to their 1-3-1 or not. I shouldn't say working. Plays areas and spaces to attack more. So I think he just wants them to come out, and the less you say, the better. Sometimes less is better.
Well, we've got the atmosphere we wanted. You know, Reese, you've had an opportunity here, obviously, to play in a lot of conference tournaments, and boy, they are a ton of fun.
They are.
And tomorrow, your girls' team's going to play for third in Conestoga.
Yep.
Walk us through a little bit about that game, and you know, a tough loss Thursday night, but I'm sure you guys are absolutely thrilled to have an opportunity to play for third on Saturday.
Absolutely. There's, you know, in basketball, it's a double-edged sword. Sure, you know, you can have a tough loss like we had there tonight against a really talented, senior-led, dominated, it just, you know, a Syracuse team that's won a lot of games the last few years. And, you know, it's tough to have that loss, but the plus side is we're able to play again right away. And really, almost you can kind of erase that thought out of your mind, you know, if we're able to come out up top or just even play well. You know, we got a young team again that hasn't had a lot of varsity experience, and tomorrow's gonna be a knockout, drag-out game. You know, we played Louisville. It was a close game for really about 28, 29 minutes, and you know, they got a really nice player, and I believe it's Hellig. I apologize if I'm butchering that, Louisville fans. I'm not great with pronunciations, Tim, so I'm shocked you let me on this radio.
As long as you get Tim right.
I know. Thank you. I know. But they got a big girl inside. It's the head coach's daughter. She's really improved over the last, you know, month and a half, 2 months since we've seen them, and I think even more so, it's big for our girls to find a way just to rebound, whether it's you know, shooting, driving, kicking, defense. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have to look to find ways to make small improvements each and every day, because whether it's the boys team, the girls team, or really any team in the state of Nebraska, you're working towards that February date when it comes to sub-districts, district final, or sub-state, and then obviously the state tournament.
Well, tell me a little bit about this team that you and, you know, your coaches, Dave Hubert, the head coach, has come in here, put together a great staff. I want to hear a little bit about your thoughts on your team and talk a little bit about that staff the coach put together here.
Absolutely. I mean, well, first off, Dave Hubert that man's lost more basketball knowledge than I've ever gained. So he is a phenomenal man that is incredibly selfless. Him and Sean Ross, who Sean also brings a lot of knowledge, and they both bring basketball knowledge of Class A, Class B ball. You know, with Dave winning a title at Papillion and then helping under Jerome over at Gretna. And then you have Sean Ross, who helped out a lot at Omaha South. His daughter's really talented, played at Gretna. I think those two guys are so incredibly knowledgeable and willing to work, and our girls, they're hardworking, they're coachable, they're enjoyable to be around, but more importantly, we've had 3 seniors, Maya Carson, Danielle Tonjes, Hannah Keith, that really stepped up. We didn't really play a whole lot of varsity time last year, stepped up, been great leaders, but more importantly, helped lead those juniors, sophomores, and freshmen.
Well, I tell you, speaking of leaders, a couple of them come out here on the court, and Cale Jacobs and Max Parker, the 2 seniors that are trying to lead this team, of course, to greatness this year. They're ranked number 1 with a 12-1 record in Class C1. They'll be joined by Evan Shepard. He also a tremendous senior leader. How could I forget about Evan? He's been such an incredible addition to this town, to this program, and what a leader and what a sense of humor if you ever get a chance to talk to that kid. And then you got 2 very talented juniors in Brooks Kissinger and Cougar Conzen. That'll be the starting 5 for the Big Blue here to start the 3rd. You've got Eric Hurd, who's coming out, as well as Sam Llewellyn, Sam All. You can't forget about Harrison Klein, who had a great first half, and Cash Biesterfeld, the sophomore. And so here we go. We're ready to start the 3rd quarter of play, 32-9, here in the semifinals of the Nebraska Capital Conference basketball tournament. And here's a loose ball. Here comes Shepard. He says he can dunk it, but he's just going to lay it in, and it's 34-9.
And this first 4 minutes is huge, especially for Louisville. Can they find a way to chip? You're not going to get this game back by chucking up threes. You're going to find a way to get into the paint, get to the line, score some points when the clock is stopped. But more importantly, can they continue just to grind, find a way to get stops on the opposite end and get some points inside, get some looks inside.
Here come the Lions attack in the middle.
It's a good kick.
Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, the shot did not work out. But here come the Blue Jays with a 3-on-4. Cale recognizes it, so he'll slow it down. They get it into Cale in the paint. There's a little floater that won't go. Cale battling, tips it out, and keeps it alive.
Man, he is just jumpy, springy. I did not have those.
Well, he is an incredible athlete. There's a no-look pass to Parker. 3-ball. Big goal!
Big time. Man,
nicely done.
I mean, you have Parker. Oh,
and
there's still by Shepard.
Steal. There comes Shepard. He's going to attack, reverse the layup. He gets the tip, though, by Parker.
And this is falling right into what Mose wants. He wants that quick 7-0 run, which they're on right now, and with a minute and a half hasn't even eclipsed.
You don't want to give those Lions any real big hope. And the Blue Jays have done exactly what they wanted to do, as Reese mentioned. So here comes All working against this man-to-man. Cale on him. There's a switch, though, off that pick. And I don't know if they were supposed to switch because Max Parker looks over Coach Mose and kind of laughs like, I'm not sure I'm supposed to do that.
Right. He's like, I've never defended out here.
Oh, Max, he is a thrill to watch, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Such a hard worker. All these boys are.
There's Klein down on the block. He's fouled by Max. And so he's going to go to the line of shoe. And Harrison Klein has been awesome tonight. Going to the line, he has gotten a lot of opportunities.
Yes, he's just so skilled fundamentally. I mean, just not a lot of kids these days are willing to jump stop, shot fake, get a kid up in the air, and then finish up into that same defender that's already up and almost vulnerable. So Klein, I mean, he's gotten my respect. He is working his tail off. I mean, obviously he's a little undersized, but he doesn't let that bother him. There's no fear from that kid, and obviously he looks like he's about to knock down both free throws.
And he did. And so it is now 39-11. And here comes Cale Jacobson walking it up. Blue Jays come out here looking tough and nearly stolen as Brooks tracks it down.
And man, I mean, they with any zone, when you're looking to attack a zone, obviously attacking the gaps is big. That's a nice little English pass there.
Yeah, from Jacobson. Sorry, Reese, go ahead.
You're good. No, you're good. No, when you're looking to attack any sort of zone, you got to obviously look to hit the gas, but you got to reverse the ball and get it from one corner to the next. And, I mean, obviously Ashland does a very nice job of that, just whipping the ball around.
There we go. They're looking for the inbounds. They get it up to the top of the key. And Here comes Kissinger on the drive. He's going to kick it to Max. Can he get another three? No, sir, but Kale tries to tip try. Cougar gets the spoils, and it's 41-11.
And the Louisville fans looking for some form of foul there on Jacobson, just kind of flying in unwarranted. And, I mean, yeah, this is obviously no call.
Well, I tell you, we mentioned it in that first half. It was a very physical affair between these two teams. And now here comes All. Gets in the paint, little spin move. Good job by this Blue Jay D there. Just so tough, and they've been running out and doubling.
Absolutely. And they're just, I mean, their communication is seamless. They're so good when it comes to switching, help side, being aware of where the screens are, and trusting each other. And that's huge in any sort of man defense.
They're trying to get it in the paint, but again, this is a very good job. Coach Mo's on his feet. He is applauding his defense, and they reward him with the steal. And the ball knocked out of bounds off of Brooks Kissinger. And there's Jeff Parker again tonight. He's kind of been involved in the game. He's got a couple of steals.
He's 2 for 2. I mean, get that man a jersey.
Oh, Max, he likes having mom and dad. They always sit right there at center court. And they get into the games, which is awesome. So back the other way comes Sam Hall. His team down 30. And the Blue Jays have won their last 3 by 35, 38, and 35. And here's a pass underneath to Klein, and he's fouled, and he'll again go to the line to shoot 2. Harrison Klein, I got to tell you, he has earned his points tonight.
Yes, he has. And also, kudos to Sam All there, really trying to break it down. Looked like a little ISO, 1-4 low set, trying to get, take advantage of that post on guard matchup. And Sam All had one heck of a pass, broke down Park a little bit in the left side, middle of the lane. And, I mean, yeah, Klein, he is, I mean, like I said it earlier, the kid is just blue collar, just a tough, nitty gritty, just get the job done at any sort of cost. And I mean, I have it. I mean, he has my respect. Excuse me.
Well, boy, and he should there. And there's a second free throw that misses. So it stays 41-12. And by the way, I want to give the Speckmans a shout out. They're down in Florida tonight listening and watching as Evan Shepard gets it back. Great to see them on board. And they don't miss many Blue Jay affairs, that's for sure. Here's a skip pass over to Jacobson. They play brother to brother here, but then Dame finds Evan Shepard, and he cannot connect, shooting 57% from 3, so he doesn't miss many.
No, he does not. That's a big-time rebound, and now you get to push these guys in transition. Now you get to force the team to retreat back instead of taking the ball out and allow them to set up any sort of diamond presses they have or just settle into their half-court man.
Blue Jays seeing a pick here, and they did switch, so they must be switching on the picks tonight, huh, Coach?
Absolutely. And look like they try to ice that screen there, meaning like that guard stepped up inside, Bridges stepped up inside, basically try to limit, basically allowing 54 to screen him instead of screening Jacobson. So it really helps relieve any sort of pick and roll offense there.
Well, a little chippiness going on tonight as Sam All and Cale Jacobson kind of got tied up on a dead ball there, and they are definitely not going to be sending Christmas cards to each other next year as Sam All hits that first free throw. 41-13.
And this is kind of, again, like finding your way to chip back in. This is the way to do it. Get to the free throw line, clock stop, knock down some points, and really start to see yourself in this game slow down to your pace. Find a way to get a few stops, a few big rebounds, and get to the line, clock stop, get some points.
Almost in over and back, but Cale very alertly on that pass from Shepard got across the half-court line just in time, got his feet down. What a great no-look. And that gets it over to Evan Shepard, and there's a rebound coming down. There's a loose ball. Who comes up with it? That's Llewellyn. The lefty comes out of there quickly. And they're going to get it over to Ian Huffner.
And again, to Klein, nice little kick out there. That's a big 3.
Huffner, 3-ball from the top of the key, makes it 41-17. He hasn't played much tonight, but the 5'11 senior knocks it home.
That was a big 3. And now, again, they've had a couple of stops consecutively. Can they get another one? Get a rebound and push. They've seen themselves. Oh, that's a tough foul.
And Hoffner knocked Cale down, and And after the shot, so I believe Cale should get 3 free throws. Let's see. No? You got to help me on that, Coach.
Oh, it seems like maybe after he landed, they had called the foul, so instead of calling it as he was already up in the air, it looks like he had landed and gained possession of himself, or like control, and then they called the foul, so it was on the floor instead of a three-point shot.
Cougar, 3-ball! And give Cale Jacobson the credit on that one. I mean, Cougar had to knock it home, but man, what a pass by Jacobson.
Absolutely. And again, pushing it, again, all finding a way to...
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
good.
Reese. It's just getting a little chippy tonight. I mentioned it a few seconds earlier. You may have seen that as Cale and it looked like Sean Llewellyn got tied up. But again, you know, this is just one of those physical games. And they know that Cale, you know, obviously a lot runs through him. And so subsequently, he ends up tied up with some of these things.
Absolutely. You almost have to button on your bonnet here for this game. Good pinch there by Dane.
Oh, 3-ball. And there's Cale. Rips it out of the midair. He's running. He's going to step. Oh, what a pass. And there's Cougar Kanzam on the right-hand side of the bucket with his left hand to make it 46-17.
Absolutely. And again, talked about it earlier. Basketball is a game of runs, and Louisville's on a nice little 5-0 run, and then right away you get Cougar to go on his own 5-0 run.
So Cale Jacobson going to lead the game, having a little conversation with Coach Mose. Here's the free throw, up and good by Cougar. And it's now 47-17. It's been an entertaining one here. And here's a steal by Bridges. Gets it over to Dane. Dane bumped. They get it down to Kissinger on the drive. He's going to kick it out to Max. Ooh, Max was left open, but he says, you know what? I didn't feel it.
Nope. And I think he's almost looking down for Cougar on the baseline there.
Bridges. In and out. Look at Brooks get up. And he tries to kick it out. It's going to be stolen by Llewellyn. Man,
again,
the Kissinger sky.
Yes, he did. And I think he almost went up looking for that shot and then kind of bailed last minute and is already kind of up in the air and kind of in a tough position.
We're under 50 seconds to play in the quarter. Blue Jays up 30 in what has been a very tough contest for both teams. Here's All. He works hard, knocks it in off the glass.
And a great seal by number 42. I mean, really kind of sealed off, I believe that was Parker down there, and allowed All to get to the rim and finish.
That is a great call there, partner. Good look. And here they get it into Kissinger. It's this 1-3-1 zone. There's Adam Vogt up off the bench. He's coaching hard for the Louisville Lions. We're under 20 seconds. Coach Mose will take the air out of the ball. Not a lot of substitution here in the third quarter for the Big Blue. They get it down to Cade. Cade's going to drive. He puts a shot up off the glass, and he doesn't do that very often, but that's a good bucket. And back the other way comes Llewellyn at the buzzer. No good. But that shot by Cade Bridges keeps Cade perfect on the year from 2. He is 8 for 8 from 2 land, and he's shooting 41% from 3 coming into the game. So, again, this is your number 6 and 7 guys coming in with Dane Jacobson and Cade Bridges. How special is that?
It is. I mean, when you got 2 guys that can come off the bench, not only defend, which is huge, because, I mean, if you come off the bench and you just give up more points than you can score, then obviously you're not helping your team. But with Bridges and Jacobson, it's big because you have now perimeter threats and you also have driving threats, as both guys are confident in driving the lane, and plus they're both great passers.
Well, I know Coach Mose coaching with a heavy heart tonight. His grandmother, Mary Ann Mose, lives up in Wapaton, North Dakota. She passed away here this week, and obviously we're thinking a lot about Jake and, of course, Jake's dad, Ron. Mary Ann, of course, really loved these Blue Jays. She loved to watch Strive. They had a little watering hole up there in North Dakota they like to watch it at, and we are certainly going to miss her, and I know that Coach Mose really thought fondly of Mary Ann, his grandmother, and so, again, our condolences to Coach and to his dad, Ron.
Absolutely. Grandparents are special people.
They are indeed. They are indeed, and boy, did she love these Blue Jays. So here come the Big Blue to start this fourth quarter. And it will be Kissinger, Jacobson, Shepard, Parker, and Cougar Kanzam. 30-point lead, but it's been a tough one here tonight. There's a great little set, and Kale tries to reverse it, but gets his own miss. He's going to put it up off the glass. He's fouled. He just is working hard.
Absolutely. It seemed like he almost finished a little too early with that right hand, and he was able to get his own rebound, collect himself, find a way to get towards the rim, and use that body as a kind of a deflection away from the defender.
Here comes Kale's shot. The free throw, I should say. It's up and it's good. And so it's 52-19.
And I'm liking the 1-2-1-1 look from the Blue Jays. Another kind of wrinkle you can throw in. You can tend to slow teams down, like to push and transition, and plus you're able to communicate yourself into your man defense, which they're good at.
I do too. Coach Mose every year has utilized more of that full court, half court pressure. When he first came in, didn't utilize a whole lot of it. But over the last few years, he just keeps creeping more and more of that into his game plan. And he's got the personnel to run it, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I mean, if you got length, you can run any sort of zone press if you want.
And here comes a pass that's stolen by Brice Kissinger. And, oh, we got a little shoving going on. It is really getting hot and heavy out there. And you know what I love about Coach Vogt here? Even though these two really mix it up, Coach Vogt turns to his assistant coaches and says, why are we throwing that pass there? That's a coach who's not getting caught up in this. He's more worried about the errant pass than some of the drama, going on in the court. And that's a reason why you and I both love him. He's a heck of a coach.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're able to get past that drama or like those heated moments, emotional moments, and stay focused on the game plan, the principles, and why that happened in the first place, that's what separates good from great coaches.
Now, I will say this, Reese, and you put on the stripes before, these officials might need to do something in this game because it's getting a little beyond chippy. And here comes Max Parker, skips it over to Kale, who goes hard in the paint, and he floats it in.
Great move, great attack, and great drive.
They beat the pressure, get it over to All. Good bounce pass, and there's a block by Parker, and the crowd goes crazy as here comes Kale. He's bumped on the way. They get it down the corner to Kip Kissinger. Bingo!
What a run and what just a series of plays. Max Parker, just calm Windex, man. Clean that glass.
And I mean to tell you, the student body going nuts. And let's also, we just talked about Coach Mose. We're going to talk about him again. He did something incredibly generous tonight. There have been kids who have been coming 30 minutes before the game so they can sit in the front row. So he said, you know what? I'm going to pay for their concessions tonight. You get to the game, they got either a chocolate chip cookie or a candy plus a pop. You and I would have killed for that in the day, right?
Geez, I should have just turned this down, Tim. Holy moly. I didn't know you had a cookie.
The chocolate chip to boot.
I know. Well, actually, maybe it's a saving grace because I feel like back then, a bunch of high schoolers, they eat whatever they want. Now, if I sniff a cookie, I gain 3 pounds.
Well, wait till you're 54, partner. You'll wait.
But you don't look a day over 35.
And now we got a new position for his sales right there. But, but listen, this student body's been insane all season long. I always say they're ranked #1 in the country. As Annalise Thachek gets them going right now. But again, kudos to Coach Mose and his staff for stepping up and taking care of a very rowdy student body.
Absolutely. And they got jersey night going on over there. Abby Fisher going with the McDonald's All-American Kobe Bryant jersey. Love the red show. We got some Durant, got a Westbrook, got a, it looks like LaMelo, maybe LaMelo Ball, I believe. No. Lonzo.
There you go. You got Lonzo.
I need to get caught up with the millennials now. I feel like I'm falling behind. Patrick Mahomes, go Chiefs. Big game Sunday.
Oh.
We love it.
Huge game as here's All in the paint, going to work against Bridges, can't finish, and there is a tie-up. No, Cougar comes out of there strong.
Speaking of which, with the Chiefs, your daughter still, I tell you all the time, has the greatest job in the world.
She's sure having a good time as she's a photographer for the Kansas City Chiefs. And man, maybe witnessed the greatest playoff game of all time there at Arrowhead, and she was right in that end zone for all those scores in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Moly.
So great experience, but couldn't have done it without all the great work she got a chance to do here at Ashland-Greenwood and University of Nebraska. So these teachers should be proud here. of what they've offered.
Yeah, we got a really fantastic staff. I mean, the administration with Joe Finke, Jason Leibel, Brad Jacobson, Matt Flynn, they all do a great job of just really creating that family culture, and I'm just really fortunate to be here.
Well, we're fortunate to have you. And here comes Kissinger in the paint. He looks over in the corner to Dane. Dane Jacobson's going to float it in the middle, but Drake was cutting, so it was just a hair behind him.
It looks like Zimmerman's first minutes here, too.
That's right. He got in here in the fourth quarter, as it will be Kissinger going hard, bounce pass corner there to Bridges. Man. Look at the work here, Coach.
Absolutely. That's exactly once you look. In and out, big three.
Oh, my. What a absolute work by the Blue Jays to get that shot. Here's Kissinger. And now we got a whistle and a hand check they're going to call on Hurd.
It's technical right now what they're doing, just ability to look and skip outs, attacking those gaps. We always tell our girls is you have to attack where the defense left, and you got to fill that space that they left for you. So you got to find a way to attack the gaps, attack diagonally, but more importantly, look to skip and be willing to drive baseline.
By the way, the birthday boy is in here, and the crowd is singing happy birthday to Luke Clark. And now we have a whistle and a foul over the back on Jackson Ham. But the student body serenaded Luke Clark with their great version of happy birthday.
I mean, hey, I'm glad we weren't singing it. I mean, holy moly. They kick us off the air.
You're right there. What a job our team's done tonight. Melissa Cool working the technicals for you tonight here. And Sean Cote doing a great job. What a team we've got up here in the booth.
Absolutely. CBS, get them a job.
I hear you. Internship coming their way as Llewellyn will work that left side now. In the paint is Hurd. Little spin move over Bridges. Too hard. There goes Dane. High for that one. We've got 4 minutes to go in the fourth, and the Blue Jays, hey, credit Louisville here. 57 points the Blue Jays have scored. Coach Mose has not subbed as deep as he might normally in this game.
Right.
And so the Lions' defense has been awfully good tonight.
They have. I mean, I think, they settled themselves down. I mean, yes, Ashland hit some shots. And they've been on some nice runs, but, they found other ways to slow them down. But, I mean, Bridges is having a heck of a night tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Cade Bridges has knocked down 3 trays tonight.
Yep.
Dane Jacobson's knocked down a tray. And again, those are guys coming off the bench to get those shots.
Absolutely.
And Louisville down 60-19.
And I think more importantly, I think the big thing here is, these Blue Jays are finding ways just to continue to be a little bit better than they were the night before. That nice little run against, a really talented run against Wahoo Milford, 2 big wins here at home, but then they were able to find a way to rebound off that tough loss to the talented Ron Colley team.
And there is Cole Albert, the 6'3" junior who worked really hard on that board. He puts it up and gets it over Dane Jacobson, who was flying through the air trying to make the block to make it 60-21.
Absolutely.
And this coaching staff from Louisville, we've talked about Adam Vogt, but Scotty Rice is one of the assistants. What a great coach he is. Here's a pass to Ham. They're going to kick it out. He was part of Coach Barron's staff at Omaha Central when they won all those titles, and the Hammer not able to finish that one off. So what an asset. And he's also got Nathan Roth and Max McCoy on that bench, as well as Sam All. So some really good coaches that Adam Vogt has put together for that staff.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing that they have for themselves is these boys are willing to fight, battle, and push one another against teams that are talented like Ashland. And you know what to expect from these Louisville Lions. It's just a hard-working, tough, gritty team that's not going to back down from anyone.
And then how about for the Blue Jays? Jake Mose is assisted by Jordan Shiles, Tyler Craven, Justin Appleby, and of course Nate Skrdla. And he has put together a phenomenal crew. And if you follow my Twitter, you're going to hear all about these assistant coaches, including assistant coach Hogue, who we'll put out on Saturday. And you'll get to learn a little bit about how hard these guys work and where they come from. Darren Hill in the game here, coach, for the Blue Jays, as well as Walker Grill. You've got Luke Clark, Dawson Teese, And the hammer, Jackson Ham.
I mean, I love watching Ham play. I mean, he is just all over the place, physical, tough. I just admire him. I mean, like, what a great kid overall. All these kids are fantastic.
Darren Hill working through a double team nicely. Senior hit a big tray a couple of games ago. The crowd spilled on the floor, and look at Darren attack, and he finds Luke Clark. Beautiful look inside by Hill. Luke gets it back and finishes.
Got to pat the stats. Got to find a way to pat the stats.
Wow.
I know. Great
Darren,
pass.
Hey, wasn't that something?
Great pass.
And the crowd chanting happy birthday again is Dawson Teese with a pickpocket. He's going to work against that Louisville defender, and then he is fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the clock is running here under 50 seconds. That might do it.
Absolutely. Nice attack by Dawson. Way to collect himself. Go up strong. Use that right hand. Get it away from the defender.
So here comes Teese at the line. A 6'1 sophomore. Could really throw the baseball as well. He's quite a pitcher, and he'll be having his sophomore year. Got a lot of time on the mound as a true freshman. Do we redshirt in high school? I guess they're all true freshmen.
Yeah, they all are true freshmen. I wish you could redshirt. I could use another year. I
needed 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Teese hits it, and it's now 63-21. Crowd trying to get Louisville to shoot here early as they counted it down early. We're down to 9 seconds and 8 seconds. This is the 5th time these two teams have played in the last 13 months, and the Blue Jays went 5-0 against the Lions with that 63-21 win. And that's saying something right there, Coach, when you've got two teams that have battled each other 5 times in just 13 months.
Absolutely. I mean, it's tough being a team not only once, but then twice, 2, and then 3 times. It's, with any sort of performance that you have, whether it's against a tough team like Louisville or just playing, Wahoo or whoever it is, you have to bring your A game every single day, because basketball is a beautiful game where anyone can catch fire. And I'm just going to – you did a great job finishing up. You're like a pro. We're going to put the microphone on the crowd here, and they're going to sing a little Blue and White, the old tradition here at Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jay. And, folks, we want you to listen in here as they sing along. Oh, that was nicely done. I love that part of the tradition here that started under Brad Jacobson. And I thought I suddenly had a resignation as Reese Hope took his headset off, tried to leave. I'm like, you're not leaving. You've got to fulfill this $0 contract tonight. You're right. I got to talk to my agent, Jordan Wallman. I hope you're listening, man, because we got to renegotiate. Oh, well, I got to tell you, Jordan, he would do a good job for you. There's no doubt. But, Reese, tell me about your thoughts on this 63-21. This had a definite, radically different feel than December 11th when the Blue Jays won, and they really dominated, but Louisville made it really difficult on the Blue tonight with a very physical presence. They did, and they threw a different zone at them, tried to slow them down, pack it in, and I think the biggest thing for Louisville was that they found other ways to attack Ashland, and something that's maybe they haven't seen in the past, because, when you expect to play man defense against Ashland, you got to expect drive, you got to shoot it all over the floor, and Coach Vogt thought that, a good way to kind of limit that is to pack it in, limit that, close out hardened shooters. It was that 16-0 run in the first quarter that really kind of separated them there, and kudos to Ashland. They found a way to work through what seemed like a very emotionally driven game, a physical game. You saw some kind of elbows fly here and there, some chins caught that. They'll be a little bit sore in the morning, but they found a way to not overlook that possibility of playing in that NCC championship game, whoever is on the other side, and they were able to handle business when a lot of other things were kind of happening around them. Well, the physicality, of course, was great really on both sides. Both Louisville and Ashland-Greenwood gave their best, to be physical tonight. But a game like this, I would think Coach Mose is really appreciative of. Look, they won by a bunch,
but on the other hand, they had to fight and claw for every bucket because it was so physical tonight.
Absolutely. Finding ways to finish inside, and more importantly, handling that aggressive physical zone that Louisville threw at them. I mean, that's kudos, like you said, to Coach Mose and his staff.
Well, I think Mark is, do we not see a microphone over there, buddy? There it is. Sorry about that, buddy.
Well, that's
Mark,
all right.
What are your thoughts here with the numbers?
Well, we did this first time. I think this year we haven't shot 50% from the field, but we played pretty well. You know, the fact that we were able to score that many points with the style they played against us, and that 1-3-1 was tough. They packed it in pretty good. You wouldn't think that from a score, but they held us to 21 of 45, 47%. You know, they were going to make us beat them from three, so we shot 22 threes. But we were 9 for 22, so I'm not sure that that's very good strategy.
Yeah.
You might keep us from scoring 70 or 80 points, but you're not going to beat us that way. And we were 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 90%, which was better than last week or Monday by far. Louisville, they were nothing if not consistent from the field. They were 3 of 11 this half as well, 6 of 22, 27%, just 1 of 13 from three. They were 8 of 10 from the free throw line, so they are good shooters. It's just we're that good defensively. And even with Ron Colley scoring 72 points against us this year, we're giving up probably close to 37 points a game is all after this. That is unheard of for boys basketball.
It sure is.
And rebounding, we cleaned up in the second half, but we did it on the offensive end because we missed some shots. In the second half, we got 14 rebounds. 7 of them were offensive. So
wow.
7 of our 14. For the game, we had 11 offensive rebounds out of 21.
Oh, my goodness.
They had 12 rebounds, 2 offensive. Turnovers. That was the killer. You know, somebody that plays that style, and I'm sure Fort Calhoun will try it. They tried it up there to slow it down. But you got to take care of the basketball, and Louisville just didn't. They turned it over 19 times. We turned it over 6, and I shouldn't discount the possibility that DC West could win tonight. You never know.
That's right. I tell you what, it'll be a battle between Fort Calhoun and DC West. And Mark, if you hear of a score, come on up. We'll put you on the mic. You can let us know who won that game, because that should be finishing up. And Brad Jacobson's over here. Brad, you haven't heard a score on that Fort Calhoun game, have you? No.
Okay. Oh, are you going to be there tomorrow?
You betcha. Wouldn't miss it.
Okay, we'll see you there. Championship game, and I'll be there for the consolation of the girls, too.
You got it. Absolutely. Well, here comes Tyler Craven as Reese Hogue is looking to see if we can't figure out where that score is. But touchdown Tyler Craven is going to grab the microphone. Listen, this was a 63-21 win, but as opposed to 6 weeks ago, and we got a final here. What is it, Reese?
It looks like Fort Calhoun's up 46-41 over DC West right now at the end of the third quarter.
Into the third, so they're going to have a barn burner in that fourth quarter. But real quick, this was a very physical game tonight. I mean, we talked about how, honestly, both teams got after it, a little pushing and shoving, a little chippiness out there, but how that really is going to help you guys down the road, because this was nothing like a 42-point game, really, in a lot of ways.
No, absolutely not. I don't think either team played the score when they came out and competed tonight, which was a really good thing. I think that's going to definitely make us better. It's going to make us more physical, and it's going to make us a lot stronger mentally, being able to handle some adversity or some whatever you think is going on, getting riled up, all that stuff. Being able to handle that and not respond is a really good thing to learn. So,
well, I got to throw you one more before I let Reese interrogate you here, and he's dying to, by the way, Coach. But 21 points that you give up, my goodness. Talk about your defense.
Yeah, you know, it's just a credit to our guys. Every day they come to practice, you know, when we split up and we talk about some different things every once in a while. And it gets boring, it gets monotonous sometimes, but Coach always says we're developing habits, and our guys have some good habits defensively right now, and they need to continue it, but they're doing a great job.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier, like that 16-0 run there that 16-0 run in the first quarter was huge. Now, how important is it for you guys, especially your mentality when it comes to these games of getting out early, getting those early leads, kind of shocking the other team?
Yeah, and that's a big credit to our guys. They have come out mostly all year and really done a good job in the first quarter. Tim was yelling at me today because our first quarter is good, but our second quarter score doesn't look very good. So that's a credit to our guys being ready to go. They love basketball. They're excited to play every single night, and you can see that by the first quarter scoring of all of our games.
So, well, Coach, I tell you what, you get a chance to play for a conference championship. The last time the Blue Jays won a conference championship was 1984. They won back-to-back in 83 and 84. You played for a championship just 2 years ago, but talk about that opportunity to break that long drought and win a Nebraska Capital Conference championship tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. We've been in the Capital for a long time, haven't won one. I think it's a big deal for our school, for our community, for our culture, to be able to compete for one and hopefully go get one tomorrow. So hopefully we can get one, and then hopefully we can start getting a couple here in the Capital.
All right, Coach, and if you would do us a favor, you want to grab a player and send them up, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
We'll defer to you.
Credit to our guys. They were great.
Absolutely. Coach Tyler Craven, they had a great game plan tonight. They worked it hard, and now it looks like we're going to be getting Coach Mose, who will be coming up here. But your thoughts on what Coach Craven had to say as Coach Mose talks to Dan Valley here briefly.
No, yeah. I mean, what Craven had to say, I mean, the big thing for them, again, like as he mentioned, is these guys just trying to find different ways to not be monotonous and trying to find ways to just be passionate about basketball, which they all are. And I think them consistently working on those traits is really, really big for this team and really pushing themselves each and every game.
Coach Mose joining us, and Coach, I want you to stop and just take a look behind you, and I want you to look at this scene. And I want you to tell me what this means to you. As this game's been over 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes. The place is still packed. People are talking. What's this mean to you and your program?
It's nice to see people here. It's nice to see kids shooting hoops. Obviously, that's a goal, I think, of any program, to get people enjoying what they watch and then little kids enjoying what they do. And so to see stuff like this is pretty cool. Right, didn't probably happen our first couple of years here, and now with youth stuff and with kind of an exciting team this year, I think there's a reason to maybe come out and watch some good basketball.
Well, I'm going to give you one more here before I give it up to Coach Hogue. But look, this was a very physical game. You scored 61.
Yeah.
But you guys had to work for everything in this basketball game. Talk about how hard the Lions made you work for this.
Yeah, I think a lot of our games have been our defense has gotten some transition offense, and they sat back in that 1-3-1, and our guys did a great job of attacking it, playing slow and strong, and hit some shots early, and that obviously helps. So it was nice to play kind of a different style and still get the job done with the points there. But yeah, I mean, a physical game. Thought our kids just did a really good job defensively.
And Coach, you mentioned like transition offense, and I think the big thing is, I'm kind of curious as your man defense is solid. I mean, it's what you guys rely on. It gets you going when it comes to offensive end. But we've been seeing more of like the 1-3-1, and now you threw a little like 1-2-1-1 diamond. And tonight, what are you trying to guys hopefully work towards by getting those different changes in on the defensive end?
We're just trying to create pace. We don't want a team to kind of hold it and grind 40 or 50-second possessions. Now in the second half, when we're up 30, yeah, you can grind a possession all you want. And that's when we got a little softer with some of our ball screen pressure and things like that. But defensively, especially early in a game, we want to find ways to pick up the pace and get that thing, in the high teens, in the 20s, scoring the basketball. And that way we're doing what we do rather than what the opponent does. Now that gets harder to do against some of the better teams. But still, we want a fast pace. So whether that's putting pressure on the ball or pressing or trapping or whatever it is, we got to find what fits. And I think our kids did a good job of finding what fits tonight.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, you get a chance to play for a conference title. 1984 was the last time the Blue Jays won one. They won it in 83, 84. You've played for them before. You played for one 2 years ago. So, and I asked Coach Craven the same thing. What's the opportunity mean to you?
Obviously, anytime there's a tournament you want to win, right? That could be a ping pong tournament, right? and I mean, we still kids, and I think anyone wants to win it. So anytime you add the word tournament, you get people excited to win it. And so obviously it's been a while since we've won it. I know we've played in a few here and there in the last several years. But it certainly would be nice to win one. It's always a good crowd. It's always a big game. It's kind of one of those games that you can kind of build up as being important, because we hope as the season goes on we can get in several more important games. And so it gives us a chance to work in kind of a pressure situation, if you will.
Well, Coach, I know someone smiling up there today, your grandmother, Marianne. You lost her this week. But I know how much these Blue Jays meant to her, and our condolences, but I'm sure you were thinking about her tonight
Thank
as well.
you. You know, they've been big supporters. They love you calling the game. You guys do such a tremendous job. And when we added the video, you know, recently in the last couple of years, I mean, it just makes for quite the show with you guys calling it in the video. So it's been awesome for them to follow along so far away. It's pretty neat.
Well, listen, again, condolences, and she was happy tonight. I can tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
She's been cheering us on for a while, so she's definitely smiling.
Absolutely, bud. Well, listen, I will see you tomorrow. Congrats on the win.
Sounds good. Thank you
All
guys
right,
for calling the
bet.
game.
Absolutely, Coach Jake Mose. And that brings us to Mr. Max Parker, who he's got, you know, a contingent of fans. He's probably signing a few autographs here after what has been just a tremendous couple of seasons for you, Max. But this was, I know it's kind of our common theme, but I want to get a player's perspective. Going out, this was a physical game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
This is a team you've played 5 times in 13 months. You guys know each other really well. And tonight it got a little chippy and physical.
Yeah.
But that was probably, from your perspective, what was it like to play in a game like that tonight?
Well, it was okay to play him again, but I knew it'd be chippy. So not a lot of jumping high, going to dunks. We wanted to play it safe so we didn't get hurt for a lot of games above us.
Well, and it made you tougher tonight. You guys had to work for everything. And tell us how that sets up for you tomorrow night. When you come off a big physical game like that, you're going to get a chance to play for a championship. How's that help you for tomorrow?
I think it makes us mentally stronger. I think we're excited to have a tough matchup. And we're looking forward to it.
Good.
Absolutely. You know, Max, with any game, you guys come out with a little swagger, with a little confidence. How big is that for you guys as a team to come out, whether it's Louisville or it's Wahoo or Milford? I mean, you guys are always coming out regardless of the opponent. It's almost like a faceless opponent. You're taking them on as, you know, it's a 0-0 record. How do you guys implement that mentality, that confidence, that swagger? How do you guys implement that as your team wide?
I think just winning a lot of games by a great amount and just hitting shots. They know we can shoot and they know we can win. So I think that just is very, very good.
Absolutely.
Max, 1984, the last time the Blue Jays won a conference championship. Is that something you players know about, or have you been aware that it's been that long? And if
1984?
1984.
That's a long time.
And the Blue Jays won it in 83 over Syracuse by 1 point. And then in 84, they ended up winning it again in a tough one. So it's been a long time. So obviously you guys didn't know about it, but what's it mean now knowing about it? How's it hit you?
It means a lot. We're really excited. This is a winning team, and we're just stoked just to win a lot of games and win this conference championship.
All right, well, good luck tomorrow. And listen, talk about grandparents. Your grandparents were tuning in tonight, Sherry and Dick. And anything you want to say to them?
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa.
All right, on cue. Thanks, Max. Congrats, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
You bet. Max Parker, the talented senior. Boy, they're fired up, and you can tell this is all business tonight after talking with the 2 coaches and Max.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that just speaks to their coaching staff. It speaks to their players. It speaks to the mentality, even the culture. More importantly than that, no matter who they're playing. I mean, they're going to take it as a faceless 0-0 opponent. They're going to do whatever it takes to win that game at all costs.
Well, Coach, pleasure working with you tonight, and good luck to you guys tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
As you play for 3rd place. I'm going to give you the final say on this 62-41 or a 21 win.
Hey, you know, it's just Ashland-Greenwood playing Ashland-Greenwood basketball. That's all we can ask for. Just tough, gritty defense, fast-paced transition offense. And, you know what, we're excited to see these boys compete tomorrow. And, Tim, let's go get a conference title.
Hey, I would love it. I would love it. Let's
fantastic.
get a conference title in a 3rd place with the girls.
Love it. I'm all
Be
about
a great
it.
Saturday.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, folks, I tell you what a crew tonight. Melissa Cool, who just did a marvelous job on the technicals tonight, getting us on the air. Sean Cote was absolutely fabulous. And the rookie, the first time on the air here, Reese Hogue, he was fantastic. For all of them, I'm Tim Washburn saying so long. We'll see